Good afternoon, everyone. In last lecture, we have seen method overriding, and today we will see about super keyword. Actually, our agenda is to understand method overriding and dynamic binding. But before dynamic binding, we need to understand super keyword and one thing more, which is final keyword. So we have to understand super and final keywords first, and then we will move on to method overriding. So let's start. Good afternoon. Okay. So we have seen method overriding. Riding. We know that method method overriding. It means there's a class A and there is an inheritance class B. A B is extending class A, and we have some method and here is a graphical representation, and we want to upgrade it in our subclass. This is our subclass. This is our superclass. So up, upgrade, upgrading or change or anything else. So if we want to change our existing method that we are extending or inheriting, then it is called overriding. This method is overriding, and basically it happens. It happens by dynamic binding. Happens to dynamic binding. What is dynamic binding? Dynamic binding is when the type of instance, or we can say type of object, is not recognized at compile time. At compile time, but it is it is done at runtime. Then it is called dynamic binding. And what is binding is nothing but connection of method with its definition. So binding is nothing but connection of method with its definition. Simple. And when it is done at compile time, then it is called static binding. And when it is done at runtime, then it is called dynamic binding. So to understand dynamic binding, first we need to understand about super keyword and final keywords. Because super keyword, final keyword and private members, if something is private, then it is static binding, related to static binding. Means compiler knows at the compile time this super keyword and final keyword and all these things. So that is why we need to understand first compile time binding, and then we will move on to the dynamic binding. But before that, we have seen that what method overriding is. So let's start the super keyword. super keyword. Super keyword is nothing, but it is also a reference variable like this keyword. We have seen this keyword. Today we will see super. As we know that this keyword is used within the current class only, means whatever the class is, this belongs to that thing only, and it is a reference variable. Exactly like that, super keyword is, but it refers to the parent class. So what is super keyword? First point, it is a reference variable. Reference variable, just like this keyword or any other reference variable. Second point, it is used to refer to immediate parent class instance variable. Used to refer to immediate parent class instance variable. Example, by diagram we will understand this. Inheritance must be there. X is there. This is suppose a class A. Suppose class B, and B is inheriting class A, and if suppose B also having same variable X, then whenever we want to use this X, means immediate parent class. It's what? It is immediate parent class. Immediate parent class. Immediate parent class. If we want to access immediate parent class, then we will write like this, super dot X. See like this. So this X is equal to this X. Means whenever we want to access the same name variable of our parent class, then we write like this, super dot X. So it is used to refer to immediate parent class instance variable. So let's see with an example on and a real program. Let's check this by a program. We are going to understand this by a program, immediate parent class instance variable. Let's see. Example, class A int X is equal to 10. That's it. Class B extends A because inheritance is there. So B has all the powers. B have we have all the means properties of its parent class, which is class A, and suppose it has the same variable and value is 20. Let's see. Here compiler cannot understand which X is which, means which X belongs to which. And suppose I want to use in this program, I want to use the variable X of class A, means immediate parent class. Immediate. What does uh, what do I mean by immediate is like A is there, B is there, and C is there. So immediate parent is of class C is B, and immediate parent of class B is your class A. So it's like that. Super only if I use super keyword in C class, then I can access members of B class. If I am writing super in B class, then I can access its immediate parent class. It's like that. Okay. So now let's let me print system.out.println and x, and another line system.out.println super.x. That's it. And public static void main string args and void m. I have created a method in class B in which it is printing two values, and I'm going to call it now. I have to create object of class B. B obj is equal to new B and obj dot m. That's it. This is the program. So whenever you want to use the immediate parent class instance variable, you write super keyword. So m method will be called, and so it goes into its definition, and these two statements will be printed. In this x, so output will be first, this x means 20 will be printed of this class 20, and super dot x means now this x is this x super class variable, instance variable. So output will be 20 and then 10. So whenever you want to refer, or when you want to use the immediate parent class variable, you write super keyword. Another thing is, you know, like क्या बताने वाला था मैं? Yes. Whenever you want to use immediate parent class variable, then you write super keyword. It is just like this keyword, but this keyword is used for current class, and in this super class, and by name itself, we can understand that super keyword is what super keyword is going to represent. So this is all that. Next point, understand here. Yeah. Point is variable name must be same. Variable name must be same. To remove the confusion, that's why we use super keyword. Like in this keyword, when there are same variable, same name variables, then we write this keyword. Likewise, in super keyword, when variable names are same, here in class A, the x variable, name of variable is x. In class B also, the name of variable is x. So to remove the confusion, whenever we have to use our parent class variable, then uh, we will write super keyword. Admin. Now let's see its second use. Second point. Super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class method. Name must be same. What does it mean? It means whenever overriding is there, it means overriding. It must be there. And whenever we want to invoke or use parent class method, then we write super keyword. For example, let's first understand by the diagram. Here is a class A and a method M, and there is a class B and M. This is overriding. This is overriding. But if we want to use N of class A, if we want to use method M of class A in class B, then we use super keyword. So if I write super dot M, then this and this is equal. Equal means same. By equal I mean same. See, people are keep coming in middle. That's why it's getting very hindrance. Please come at the time. I allow everyone every time. Please make sure that you come on time. So let's understand this. Again, concentrate on your screen. Super keyword is used to invoke means calling. Whenever you want to call your parent class method, and name must be same to avoid the confusion. And if name is same, it means you are overriding it. Means you are updating it somehow. Fine. But if somehow if you want to use your super class method, then you will write super keyword like this here in this diagram. Now let's understand this. Let's see an example for this. This is class A, and I have a void method M. Let's say it is printing super class only. So system dot out dot println, and I'm that's super class. It is printing, this method is printing super class. That's it. Now I have a class B which is extending class A, extends A, and again I'm writing it a method void M. It is the same method, but it is doing it is printing subclass. System dot out dot println and subclass. See, this is overriding. Both the classes have same name, and in subclass I have changed the definition of my existing method M. So it is a kind of I have updated a new version of method. This is, but somehow if I want to use my super class method, then suppose I have another method void N, and in N I am calling M and M like this. That's it. I'm just calling. I'm not writing anything here. I'm just writing M two times. Again, let's see now. Public static void main string args, and of course I'm going to use N. I'm going to invoke method N. B obj equal to new B. Through obj I'm calling N. Objective is completed. Now see what will happen. This will execute. N will execute, and here in N I have written two M's. Suppose I want to use this M of my parent class, then what I have to write? I just have to write super dot M. This is how we differentiate between subclass and superclass methods. We need to write super keyword. Otherwise, compiler cannot understand and differentiate between which m is which m belongs to which class. So that is another use of superclass. It is also used to invoke the superclass method. Again, let's see this program very slowly. Class A, method M. In definition, it is printing superclass. Next, in B, I have two methods, M and N. M is printing subclass. And here overriding is there because both method names and parameters and type, everything is same, but definition is different. It means we have changed the existing definition of our existing method. So whenever we use, now this is upgraded version. And again, we have a method n also. And in method n, we have called m and n. Suppose we want to call superclass method m, then we write super.m. That's how a compiler can differentiate between same name methods of inheritance. Means if inheritance is there and method names are same, to avoid the confusion, we write superclass. So whenever we write super, it refers to my superclass method. So what will be the output? Output will be superclass and then sub. That's it. Output will be superclass and subclass. Why? Because this M will be executed and here this is superclass method. In definition, I have written superclass. Now in the next statement is small m without anything. So it goes to local one and subclass will be printed. So this is our second use. So first use was when variable names are same to distinguish that thing. If we want to use parent class variable, then we write super. And in second, superclass method, whenever we want to invoke the, again, let's go to the definition and this diagram. Super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class method. Name must be same, it means it is overriding. Here in diagram, you can see that M is also here in my subclass. But if I want to use this M in our subclass, then we write super keyword in front of this method. Now last use of super keyword. Our fourth point. Fourth point is it super class, not class, super keyword, sorry. Super keyword is used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor, which is implicit. Means even if you don't write anything, it happens all the time. So this point is but we will see like that. What first we will understand this by a diagram. Here is a class A, fine, and a class B. Please concentrate. And class A and class B, and we have a constructor here in the body of class. And definitely if there is a constructor in class B, then A is there. See, Avinash Kumar Pankaj wants to is in waiting room. So this is it, and it is implicit. If you call this thing, it is implicit. The constructor of superclass, B is constructor of subclass. Remember, constructors are the same name as the class name. Same name as the class name. So whenever a constructor of a subclass is there, the first statement is always be superclass. You know, it is not written like this. It is written like this. Super, like this. So A is, if I call A means constructor, if I invoke A, it is like super. Let's understand by an example. And it is very interesting. You make a program and find out it actually happens. Suppose in constructor I give a statement and printing that uh, something is there, and example, class A constructor, it is doing nothing, system dot out dot println, and suppose parent class constructor is writing parent, only parent. This constructor is like a method. I am creating here like a method. So it is just to understand the concept. Parent, we will move on to the real use in our next lecture. Tomorrow we will understand this. Just like this keyword constructor chaining that we have seen, here also we can do that. So now class A is closed, class B, and I will write nothing. That's it. I will write here system dot out dot println and child. Here also I have created a constructor. See, it is printing parent, it is printing child. That's it. I have और कोई भी कोड नहीं लिखा मैंने, बस इतना, कुछ भी नहीं लिखा, ऊपर ऊपर कुछ नहीं लिखा. Then class test. Now I will. Oh sorry, I have to extend A. Yes, it must be there. Public static void main string args. Fine. And B obj is equal to new B. That's it. Nothing else. What will be the output? See, I have created constructor, and where I am calling constructor here, constructor is called. It is default constructor. So this will be called. This will be called. Understand this here. Nothing is no statement, no method is there, but it is calling. I am calling a constructor. So it goes to its definition and it executes all the statements of the constructor of class B. What it does, output क्या आएगा आपका? Very interesting. Output will be parent and child. But here you see that you should give a logic that there is no parent in our class B, but why it is running that? So parent, it will be executed, and then child will be executed. Fine. So this is very amazing thing and interesting thing, and you have to find it. So it is implicit. It is done by the compiler. Implicitly means it happens eventually. So here I have, see, there is a space. Even if you write it or don't write it, but output will be the same. Super. This thing is added by the compiler after the compilation. In the case of constructors, in the case if we define constructors. So this is our last use. We will understand this. This is the real use of super keyword, but with a real example, we will understand this by tomorrow in tomorrow's lecture, because time is not, time is running out of time. So we will understand it. Let's again see what we have learned today is we have started by method overriding, which we have seen in last class. So whenever we want to upgrade or enhance the existing method of our parent class, then we write its own definition in our subclass. And basically it happens by dynamic binding. To understand dynamic binding, we need to first understand super and final keyword. So we move on to the super keyword. Super basically, it is a reference variable just like this keyword, and it is used to refer to immediate parent class variable of same name and used to invoke the immediate parent class method of same name, means where overriding is, and it is also used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor, which is implicit. Even if you don't write code for this, compiler will automatically add that code for you. And this was the example. And please try to make all the programs and see the difference and see the output. If anybody has anything to ask, please ask me. I have only 5 minutes left. आज के लिए इतना ही. I will send you the notes. Super keyword. 3 use थे: variable, method, and constructor. If anybody has any question, please ask me. किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हैं, बाद में भी पूछ सकते हैं, कभी भी पूछ सकते हैं, अभी भी पूछ सकते हैं. 2 मिनट और बचा हुआ है, 3 मिनट और है, सेशन अपने आप टर्मिनेट हो जाएगा. यार रिकॉर्ड